10 phones which are phones of the year. 10 techies that are the best in the country. Each will choose one phone and present it out here.
Galaxy S3, in my opinion, a fantastic phone.
Change over the last few years is that design is making a comeback.
So why didn't HTC One X Plus was launched back in April?
HTC realized that they had missed a couple of steps.
It's much better built than the S3. 27,000 rupee price point, you're getting all the hardware, a very good build.
Do you think this phone can bring them on the top?
iPhone gives you the best value for money out there.
Our quest to bring you out of 10 big phones of the year, the phone of the year. And we're almost there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last phone standing. 5 have stood, 5 still have to do their magic out here. This is our quest to find out the best phone of the year. There were 10 when we started, that was show 1. We are now into show 2. The last 5 phones will be presented today. With me is the best techies in the country. 10 of them, they're presenting these 10 phones. And like I said, only one of them will be holding the last phone standing. Let's start off now. The 6th phone from the top 10. This is the HTC 8X with Abhishek.
For a Windows Phone fan like me, I thought I was almost sold on Nokia 920. But once you hold the phone, once you hold 8X, you actually feel the difference. It's a beautiful phone, fits very nicely into the hand, and HTC has finally sprung into action for their Windows Phone series and really tapered design, very nice plastic, vibrant colors. It's a beautiful display. Of course, all 10 great phones here are top of the specs, but it really feels very good. It's the build quality that matters over here. Yes, it has LTE, which probably in India would be common spread in 12 months or 18 months from now. It's a future-proof phone in that sense. It's a very good device, and considering the Windows Phone 8 experience, which is evolving as we speak, the apps, there have been gripes about the app ecosystem, but it's growing as we speak, and it's growing by the day.
We have one from you.
I had a question.
Okay, Kishore.
So while you've talked about the app ecosystem, I used the HTC 8X on launch. And the really disappointing fact was that even the apps which were there for the earlier, already in the marketplace, even those had not been ported up. So, while we are saying, yes, it will happen, realistically, when is that going to happen? Because the phone is nice, but it just doesn't have enough apps on it.
As we speak now, that has happened. The review device that you used was about 3-4 weeks back, which was a gray area of about 3 weeks when the official launch hadn't happened and the review devices were out. That transition is making, of course, the onus is on app developers to make that update. But as we speak now, most of the apps are upgraded. The ones that were on Windows Phone 7.5 and more are coming, which are exclusive for Windows Phone.
Don't you think that HTC has this problem with the real identity of a phone? As in, the One X is just like another sleeker X phone. Shouldn't they be having different looks for their Android versus Windows Phone?
Okay, good question.
Actually, if you take a look at HTC 8X, that argument settles because it is actually one of the most differentiated phones in terms of build quality and
No, but
holding it in
from
hand.
within 1X Plus and 8X, the materials used are almost the same.
Yeah.
The outer shell, the body, the casing and everything else. So I think his point is that for HTC to have 2 lines of phones, shouldn't they be going with completely different look, feel and form factor?
I think all the manufacturers which treat both the lines, Android and Windows Phone, Samsung and HTC, that is a bit of concern. So they launch a device, the engineering team works on one of the devices and then it just ports 2 devices. So it actually becomes a matter of choice of the ecosystem that you want to live in, Windows Phone or Android. It happened with Samsung Galaxy, was pretty much same with Omnia, and there were 2 different devices running 2 different operating systems.
So that was the HTC 8X, a fantastic looking device. And now for one more big contender. And by that, the operative word is big. Yes, the Note 2 with Mala.
Before I get to the big factor, the big size, I want to tell you how I got this Note, which belongs to me. When this device came to me for review, I put it down on my bed, I got into my car, and I went and bought one. Then and there. Let me first get back to the size factor. The size is for those who are going to be able to make use of that real estate. I don't advocate this phone for those who want a little egg-sized thing to hold in their hand. They're not going to like it, so forget it. Right? Let's talk of those of this device as being for those who want to do something with the amount of space that this screen gives you, and very pleasant to look at. But the most wonderful thing that's is at the heart of this phone is this stylus. The S Pen, as Samsung calls it. I was never a stylus person. My handwriting, like everybody else's, is gone. But when I started to use this, I found that I really have become a lot more productive. I mean, I take notes on it just as is advertised. I was horrified that I'm doing what the ads are saying, but that's really what I was doing.
Okay, all right, Mala, you have a question from Nishant. Nishant, all yours.
Yeah, in fact, it was a similar question to the earlier one, that the screen resolution on the Note 2 is actually the same as the one on the Note 1, but they've increased the screen size marginally. So when I actually was at the launch and I compared both the devices, I realized that given the screen size, there was a bit of softness around the edges of the text and even some pictures. So I don't know whether Samsung has actually compromised by giving you a bigger screen but lesser pixels.
Only thing is, I think that they've made up for it by giving so many usability factors that, as I said, I don't find it a day-to-day problem. An ordinary user will not be comparing at all, will not be in a position to be comparing two screens. The fact that you can do so much with that screen, I think, outweighs a few pixel points.
Samsung has the Galaxy S series and then the Note as well. So there is sort of a blur regarding the Android flagship device. So if I go to Samsung and ask one answer, which device should I buy? Will they say the S3 or the Note 2?
That, of course, is an old habit of Samsung. They carpet the place wall to wall with different form factors, and it's not at the end yet. There's more coming.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.